All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the Friday training. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. If everyone could do me a huge favor, and as you're coming in, if you know the drill, if you could put a one in the chat if you're new to Dubb, two if you're returning in the chat, that would be great. I would imagine most of you in here are returners, I believe. But if not, if there is someone new kind of popping in here, that would be great. Okay, great, great. Kyan, welcome back as always, obviously. Let's see. Mark, welcome back, my friend. Stephen, I believe, as well. Let's see. Richard, you are a one amongst the twos. Let's see me pop over to Richard. Hey, Richard, if you can hear me okay, you can unmute yourself if you like.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, I've actually had the program for a couple of weeks, but have not played with it yet. So,
Okay, great. What's your industry, Richard? What do you do?
life insurance.
Oh, nice. So yeah, we actually have quite a few insurance folks that use the platform, but pretty much anything trust basing, coaching, consulting, real estate, a lot of that. For you, in terms of a use case, how do you get your leads? Do you kind of buy some lists? Do you do advertising? Is it referrals? How do you kind of normally get your folks?
Well, I do a lot of Facebook advertising. I still get a lot of organic leads.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 20 years, so
Yeah, people
we
know
do
you.
pretty well. Yeah,
Oh,
they know us, and again, the advertise lots of referrals as well.
okay, that's great. So I would think from a Dubb use case, what you could do is you could have the ad and you could have a Dubb link in there, going to a Dubb link
Hmm.
and having some options there on a page. You also could do, if you meet with some folks and maybe they don't go with you, I mean, maybe it's probably a very low percentage, but if they don't, you could send them a nice follow-up with an update on something. Maybe it's an update on a rate or plan or something that would kind of take them from a not now to like a yes.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I get a lot of application requests that people don't follow up on. So I was thinking of doing even just personalized, doing a quick video to them. Hey, I know you're busy. We can help you, blah, 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 whatever, a short video just
Yeah.
to show them that I'm a human,
Hmm.
that they're not buying insurance from quote unquote the internet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
think just to personalize it a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it. I mean, you could do the personalization from the one to one, or you could do the I know it sounds funny, but personalization to many. Whereas if you had a group of your contacts, you'd have a bunch of people that didn't respond, fill out the application, that kind of thing. You could have a canned video, one that could
Yeah.
go to all of them, and it could be a specific message. It feels like it's speaking right to them. So you could be pretty
Yeah.
efficient with that.
I could do that. I just won't start it off. Hello, prospect.
Yeah, well, you
The
can, depending on the way you phrase it and how you deliver that first line, it should feel. But the whole point is, if they didn't finish what they were doing, I'll show you a style in a second that you could do for messaging that's what they'll see and be like, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. So, um,
Okay, cool.
yeah, and then I'll put this. I always put this in the chat, but since you're coming in new here, it's called feedback at Dubb. It's an email that we have, and it's basically for when you're first. You can be doing it for years, but if you're first recording and you're working on some stuff, if you want to
Hmm.
send over an example, we always can give you feedback on that and say, hey, this is here's a little
Cool. Good idea.
error thing you can make. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, quick question. I'm digressing a little bit, but what microphone are you using?
Oh,
The sound is great.
well, what's funny is that I'm actually using just the mic within the
The camera?
yeah, the
Hmm.
MacBook
Wow.
Pro. But I got one of these that I use for the podcast stuff. So this is just a Yeti Blue one right here.
I just bought one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. You just got to make sure that the one mistake I made on these when I first got it, I had it like no, I didn't have that close, but
Yeah.
it was kind of close and it didn't sound that good. So I kind of used the Hawaii hang loose thing to kind of like go like
Got it.
trim at the right distance. So
Yeah, I won't use it in video, excuse me, videos, I don't think. I just don't want it showing. So I bought a lavalier mic to do for that.
yeah, no, that's fantastic. It's a good idea, especially if you're moving around.
Thanks. Yeah.
Cool. Well, good to meet you, Richard. Thanks for coming in. These are
Likewise. Yeah.
10 a.m. PST Monday through Friday. The recordings will be on Dubb support. Typically, they're there by the afternoon, and I'll put the link in the chat. It's our Dubb support YouTube channel. But if they're not there by the afternoon, usually they're there by the next morning. And what
Cool.
people
Thank
usually
you.
do is when they see the part of the training they like, they'll pull it up, go back to the part they want to check out. So, yeah,
Got it. Thanks.
yeah, you're welcome. And then I think everybody else is pretty much a two in here, which is great. And then if you have a question, just drop it in the chat. Kai and I saw yours. Email drip campaign. Okay, see that from Kamala. That's great. Thank you. Let's see. Bum, ba, I'll shoot that over to Darius. And then let's see. Bum, ba, bum. Okay. Any suggestions for improvement, additional features? Okay, so Stefan, I saw your comment there about additional features. Yeah, we have added a number of things. One of the biggest things we try to do is, when the team starts looking at features, a lot of the time when people do this kind of stuff, they have uh, sometimes questions or comments from the folks that use Dubb, because sometimes there are great suggestions like, hey, put a button here or something like that, or if they see something on another platform. So I think the team has done a really good job really trying to nail down what would be the most helpful per industry, and typically there can be some commonality with that, but sometimes it's specific per. So when I'm walking through here, if anybody have any questions along the way, I'm going to show you some updates we've made inside here that are pretty awesome. So I'm going to share my screen now and pop in. And again, the questions that I have in there, we'll kind of get those on the backside as we start to make our way through. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me share my screen here and let's jump in. Make sure my computer on a Friday morning is ready to go. It's like, hey, it's Friday. All right, here we go. Okay. So the whole idea, and this is something we've really been emphasizing a lot lately, and this is kind of what I was just talking about at the top, is that you really have to think about your GIF, this thing right here. So when you hit record, first 3 seconds repeats, what are you doing for that first 3 seconds? Again, with editing, you can move it, but when it comes to introductions to people or reminding someone something about something or have some kind of ability to kind of pop in and say, okay, is this the message that I'm trying to get across to this person? Is the GIF starting to give them the little bit of context they need that they find is interesting? So in this case right here, you'll notice that I have recorded with the basic webcam recorder. I have the Dubb mobile app on my phone, and there's a little whiteboard function to be able to type a message. So typically name, has always worked well. Who doesn't like to hear their own name? But you can take it even further with that, where if Sarah and I had a conversation, and there was some interesting thing we spoke about. Maybe she didn't end up, buying the service or product, but you wanted to follow up in a smart way. You could take part of that meaningful part of the conversation and have it there written on the whiteboard and in the subject line. So it kind of matches because you got to get them to open it first before they see that. The other side of it is one to many. So if you're doing like a real estate market update with something or insurance or coaching, whatever industry it is, if you have a database of contacts and you want to reach out for this big update that you're doing or this message or event that's happening, why not send something like that has that kind of information on the whiteboard and they can clearly see it? So you also can do something like this from the same recorder if you haven't done it yet, the virtual background. And you can even do a combination of both. But the virtual background is great profiles, articles, company websites, screenshots that are meaningful on something. Because I could have a screenshot behind me like this. And again, say Sarah and I spoke or something, and this is a follow-up. I could do a combination of having the virtual background and hold the phone and say what we talked about or following up on what, the conversation was. So you can do both. Like you could technically in real estate, you could have a property behind you like this, right? And then you also could hold up the whiteboard and have the property address. So you could do a combination of both or one or the other. But the whole idea is just, are you giving the proper amount of context when you're making these videos? The other kind of style that's really good is browser-based stuff. So this is the Chrome extension screen recorder. You can go on top of any website. It's beholden within the browser. But again, it's about focusing on this example right here. It's a market update. You can see the title. I'm right next to it. I'm pointing at it. But you also can go a little bit deeper with the Dubb desktop app, which is this right here. Another screen recorder, but more functionality, cropping, all kinds of stuff. So I'll show you in a little bit when I show you this example how you can either go with nice simplicity in terms of what this article is about, whatever the industry is, or a little deeper dive with cropping about what the main idea is of what you're sharing. And I'll explain that in a little bit. And then the last part here is the picture-in-picture updates. If people have been using that, a lot of, we've talked with some real estate folks, they are using it, which is great. But if you're not in real estate and you have, say, a tech product you have or something on your computer that you want to show in a different way, even if you pulled up someone's profile, you could take your phone, use the picture-in-picture app, and lean into your computer and kind of do a little zoom in where you're talking at the same time like this, and can say, "Hey, I saw your profile online," or "Hey, I was just on your site and I noticed this." And that's another creative way to kind of, so someone sees something visual that does stand out to all the other boring stuff that they're normally seeing. But regardless of any of these different styles that you do, it's really about them clicking on it and them seeing this next action that's going to happen. Now, an update we did make to the page here is you notice the playlist videos are off to the right. They used to be down here. The reason we moved them off to the right is so they're technically above the fold of the page. They're kind of right here. So it's kind of more convenient to have them right to the right. And you can see the buttons as well. But when they land here, the whole idea is they see your branding. There's an exit intent pop-up that you see right now if they try to move away for the first time. The video that you recorded, the playlist videos that will play directly after this. Now, the big thing about these videos in general, whether no matter what style that you do, we always talk about opening these videos with a hook. What's the first thing you're going to say when the video begins? And we find that people typically like this is where sales and social media are kind of coming into contact with each other. They're almost merged, is where we're so used to swiping on our phone. If we see something that's not interesting, we just swipe into the next thing. Well, in sales, there's always been a short time frame, but it's even shorter now. So we have to leverage the GIF, number one. But number two, when the video begins, what's the first thing I'm going to say that's going to stop me from thinking, is it a piece of information I'm unaware of? Is it some commonality? We're in the same industry. What kind of value am I offering? And when I say value, it could be something right below the video, a guide, some kind of download that maybe you can offer, they can check out to enlighten themselves on something that you're reminding them or teaching them about or letting them know about. And then the last part would obviously be a call to action on what would be the next step. But the shorter the better with these initial videos. And the reason we have playlists over here is for additional information, but also so you can have this video right here. So here it says 2 minute explainer, R1. I would do a 1 minute one. We did this a couple years ago, but I would do a 1 minute one, kind of like your pitch video. So that way you don't have to repeat this stuff in the initial video. You're really focusing on the person or the group that you're talking to, and then that other video will play right after it that you record one time. And obviously, having video testimonials in here is great if you have those. Below here are your buttons. So these are the big ones in terms of they watch this content and then what do you want them to do? I wouldn't have too many buttons. You don't want to get paralysis by analysis, but sometimes people have one button. They want them to do that one singular thing. But if you do have multiples, I would go left to right in terms of order of importance. So booking a time is probably the most popular one, but you can visit the website, fill out a form, download a document, a contract, a listing agreement. This one right here, reply with video, is fun for people to do. It's rare that people send a video back, but it can happen. Its main use cases for these video testimonials that you see right over here. It's much easier to get them than going into Zoom and having it edited. So what you can do is you can send someone a video, have that button below. Hey, Darius, it's Rob. Listen, thanks so much for using Dubb. Would love to get a video testimonial from you. All you have to do is click that reply with video button below. You don't have to download anything. It's super easy. Let me know what have you enjoyed about the platform. Whatever questions you ask, they send it back. You get a little notification in your video library, and then you have your video testimonials right here. So if you really focus on good opening hook, short video, getting to the point, what are you offering, followed by a video you record one time about what you do, minute or less, followed by testimonials. This is a nice little winning combination right in here. And then the last part is your SIAs, your sales interactive assistants. So you don't have to have this on the page if you don't want to. You just a little button inside a Dubb. But the advantage to having this is when you open it up and you come in here, someone gets this video, maybe they do want to take the next step, but maybe they have some hesitation and they want to have some questions answered. So over here to the right, you have up to 20 FAQs that you can have. You have questions that you can ask, just type in. And then the AI will give the answer, but after it's done giving the answer, it will have a push towards the end, which makes this a sales assistant as opposed to just like a customer service answer. So to give the answer, but then it'll say, hey, are you ready to book a time with Rob? or whatever you wanted them to do next. Now, the training for SIA, we have our website links. So if you have your website, you would put inside Dubb individual website page links. It would learn physically what's on those pages. It wouldn't watch videos or click on any sublinks. You can also upload a PDF with all kinds of information, and you can do up to 20 FAQs. Now, you can have sales assistants that are for certain parts of your audience, or you can have an all-knowing sales assistant. Now, the biggest thing we talk about with these landing pages, right? Someone gets a video, they click on it, and they're here. We want to have individual landing pages for different segments of our audience. So if I was in coaching and consulting and I was coaching people in tech and in healthcare, I would want to have a landing page for tech, a landing page for healthcare. Real estate buyers and sellers and all those different splits. Insurance, different kinds of insurance, mortgages, different kinds of recruitment, candidates, employers, different industries. Because a lot of the times when you make these landing pages specific for those parts of your audience, they feel like you're talking right to them. And that has a lot to do with the sales assistant to the right. So you would educate and have different sales assistants that are attached to these different landing pages. So it all makes one. And obviously tracking on all this, did they open the email? Did they watch the videos? What's the percentage? They click on the buttons, all that good stuff. So it's really about deciding what is your style of videos that you want to do depending on the outreach. And again, this is a great way to really follow up these styles right here with specific messages. So if you did want to record this, this is how you would do it if you haven't done it already. In the dashboard, red camera icon right at the top opens up the camera. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and click your virtual background. So then when you're in here, we actually updated our virtual background. So if you have a good front light, you'll be able to have some good shoulder edges here. I always try to go with T-Rex arms, dinosaur T-Rex arms, so because you don't want to go out into the soup. So I try to do all my motions within here, pointing and all that kind of stuff. Use your shoulders as like a guardrail. The other thing is you want to bring your edge blur all the way down. So if you don't have it all the way down, if I have it all the way up like this, it's more ghosty on the edges a little bit. I kind of like to bring it all the way down. And then again, good front light. And if you have an open background behind you, that makes it easy because the light bounces off both the walls. There's nothing there. If you do have a lot of stuff behind you, it's just unavoidable. Just have pump up the light in front, and that should help a lot. In terms of the phone, for the message that you want to have on there, you're going to get the Dubb mobile app on your phone. And when you do have that, the little button that you're going to use is this little one right here. It's right at the top. So here's the mobile app, that little square right there. So that's where you're going to type. You're going to type in your message or name or question. And when you do have that, it's really nice being able to be singular with it, turn it, and send it just like this. Really easy. It's not complicated. Just think about what does this thing say that's going to make someone want to click on the animated GIF. Now, the recording here, if you haven't used it yet, we have a framing option down here. So if you want to bring yourself in a tighter frame, maybe there's stuff in the background, you're not using a virtual, you want to do it, or you can back it up. If you haven't used a teleprompter, it's across all of the tech. So click up into here. You can either go right to scripting to copy and paste the script from chat or Ira or to write one in. You can also choose from a list. And then when you do, you can search for it by name as well. So when you do come in here, speed, play, back the text off, or zoom it in. Now, again, using a teleprompter, distance is key. So if you have an eye line right in here, you want to have your arm distance here, let the words flow up into the eye line. If you ever have a case where you have an external webcam that's up higher and you can't have eye contact that's closer to the camera, I would just reference the notes that you're taking. Like if I had notes off to the right, and this is my camera here, hey, this is Rob from Dubb. So today I'm going to be going over the Chrome extension, and Chrome is really great because it has a number of features that we've updated. So I don't think people really care if you're looking right at the camera or not. If you're referencing something, it's more about the natural delivery of the facts that you're delivering. But if the camera is close to it, then just pull it up and do your thing and just deliver it like this. But as long as you're not on top of the camera, it's not as obvious. So I'm going to hit record here, and here's kind of what this would look like all put together. Hi, Rob. This is Rob from Dubb. We are the sales operating system. We use video, automation, and contact management to create those connections, conversations, and conversions. And I can hit the pause button right down here, stop the recording, click it again, keep going, delete if you want to right there, and then to upload it into the platform, it's the check mark. So this is a nice way to re-engage with folks, follow up, or do an introduction where you have something interesting to say or something interesting behind you that gives context. Now, when it's saved into Dubb, it's going to take you to the video edit page that we're going to pop back into in a second. Now, the other style that you really want to focus on is this, and I'll show you the difference between these two things. So you've got your Chrome extension screen recorder, and you also have your desktop app screen recorder. And there's neat little things that you can do with each. So if we take just as an example, let's take LinkedIn and let's take a good old real estate market update right here, just because the pages look different. So with Chrome, I'll do LinkedIn first, and then I'll show you the desktop app on this page as a different example. But anything browser based, websites that you want to share, Chrome, right up here at the top. So click it here. It's going to open up. It's going to put me on the page. There I am. You just want to think about placement, shape, and size. So size-wise, you don't want to fill up the whole page because you're covering a lot of the stuff you want someone to see. I usually go about even with the size here on LinkedIn, so I'm matching Ruben's shape here as well. You can do other shapes. I would only change the shape if it matches the feel of the page. And when you're recording, you can change it midstream. Once you hit record, you can still change it whenever you want to. You also can go for a tighter frame, like if your background, if you just want to fill it up more, and you can move yourself around right within inside here. So some good options as far as that. You also can pop to full screen and put yourself right back to the page. So these are nice options to have as well. Now, you also, over here to the right, you can technically just turn your webcam off. Like I wouldn't do it for LinkedIn, but if you were sharing a website with a client that you already knew or you had some kind of relationship, it's probably not as important to be on camera. You also can technically use your headshot if you wanted to as well. So these are all really good options. You can even add a virtual background inside here too. You also have the teleprompter as an option. So a lot of functionality. Now the teleprompter on this one, just a little bit different than the one you just saw if you haven't used it. You can do a speed between 1 and 10. You can hit the play button, back your text off. This one gives you the ability to make it a little skinnier and you can move it wherever you want to. So obviously you're going to go up towards the camera up here at the top. Now, as a note with the Chrome, because this is browser based, if you haven't tried this yet, I wouldn't go full screen on your browser because it's going to hide your teleprompter tab and you won't be able to get to it. Now, with these three different recording orientations, screen, tab, and camera, if you're on full screen and you hit record, it's going to show everything on your screen. So I would organize my tabs, make it a little prettier because you can bounce around to tabs and the circle will bounce around, which is really good. But if you're trying to use the teleprompter with that, it will show in the recording. If you're using camera, that opens up more like a webcam. I think tab is probably the best option because it's a nice clean cut of this page. It won't show the tab mess at the top. And when you hit record and you tap this to bring it forward, it won't show in the recording if you need to use it. Now, the last part of this is the execution and what it looks like. And we also have our annotation tool over here to the left. So when I open this up, here's what's going to happen when I hit record. I'm going to choose my tab. There it is. I'm going to click share. I'm going to get my 3, 2, 1 countdown. I'm getting ready. And here we go. Hey, Ruben, this is Rob. Saw your profile on LinkedIn and I wanted to reach out because I noticed something. I didn't know you were an author. And then pop back over here. So what I did was my wave and my point, that's going to be the repeating motion. Jump to full screen. That's a nice way to break the momentum. Come in here, double click, bring yourself here, double click to go back with your mouse. You also can click down there and it says expand webcam, jump in, jump back. You also can move around, move. If you want to be a little more regimented, you can. You can hit the pause button right down here, get yourself to the next spot, and then you can click resume. Now, the annotation is really good because it sets up the ability to really point some things out. So again, he wrote a book. That's great. You can do some text on screen to hammer home a point if you spell text right. And then you can also number some things. You can put things in order. You can say, yeah, this is important. That's important. And then these annotations are going to stay where they're supposed to stay, which is really, really nice. And then when you're ready to save this, just click the check mark and it's going to save it into the platform. Now, again, this is really good for screen recording on top of browser stuff. Now, if you don't do this, let me show you a different version. So this is great to do. This is awesome. You can do this on any site here. It works really, really, really well. But you can use the desktop app and get even more specific. So if I'm going to use the desktop app, I'll show you what this is going to look like. The desktop app, let me just open this again so you guys can see this. I was just using it this morning. Let me reopen. The desktop app gives you a lot more functionality and just some different choices you can make creatively. So you get the desktop app. Here's the menu here. I'm going to click record screen. So when I click record screen, it's going to open up and I'm going to show you some of the similarities here and then some of the differences between both. So when I open this up, let me re-engage this and open again. Here we go. Record screen. Okay. So webcam is going to be the same. Everything we just saw right here, all the same functionality. But one of the neat things you can do with the desktop app is this little function right here. So this has a drop down. And see where it says custom? This is where you can crop around anything that you want to crop around. So in this case, let's just say I wanted to get really specific with Ruben, right? Let's just say I wanted to do something like this. I mentioned that he was an author, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to move this around and I'm going to crop this just so I have this available right inside of here, which is pretty neat. So when he sees this, now it's a shorter window. I can take the annotation tool like this. I can click this here and point right up towards the book like this. And now when I hit record, this is going to be very specific. Hey, Ruben, this is Rob. I saw you wrote a book. He goes, let's dive into this. Click record, and then you can get into your stuff. Hit the check mark above to save it. And now this animated GIF is much more specific than the other one. So even if you take LinkedIn out of the equation here, and any website that you're on, or article, or a screen grab that you have, you can really crop yourself around and get very specific in terms of what you want to show. Now, this is a clip recorder with the desktop app. You can add MP4s in, drop them in, create a little timeline here, and then merge everything together. So if I want to get even more creative here, I can add in a clip that's a webcam clip. If I click this down the bottom, it's going to open up my webcam. And now maybe I want to say something very specific to Ruben about, I got a chance to check the book out and I realized blah, 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 and then hit the save button here. And now you have another clip, and you can physically move these things around if you want to change the order. You also can download or delete each individual clip. And I can even play a pre-recorded video on top of Ruben's area here, on top of a document. I can put narrator video into my video library. And when I do that, I can just choose one that I want here. Let's just go with this one here. And I can play a pre-recorded video that I've already done inside the bubble, and I can place it wherever I want to place it on. So you could literally have a case where you could do some outreach to a bunch of people on LinkedIn. Maybe they're all in the same industry, and you don't say their name, and you become very efficient with your messaging and be able to put that on top of anything that you want. So it's a really powerful piece of technology. And again, it's called Dubb Narrator, and it can be a pre-recorded video of you, a team member, anything you'd like, and then you can play it on here. And again, you have these options for cropping: 16 by 9 YouTube, 9 by 16 for social media. You have a lot of options in terms of what you can record and the borders of the recording. Now, also, you do have a teleprompter available as well, and you have the annotation tool. So, things to think about in terms of Dub Narrator: put yourself pre-recorded on anything you want. Lastly, Dubb and BombBomb both offer affiliate programs. BombBomb offers, and you can pause and resume, hit record, and then you have that right there. But the bottom line is, with the desktop app, combination of clips into one video at the end. It's going to merge into that nice one video. And then you even have an editor right inside the platform, right inside the editor, before you even upload it into Dubb. And you can do a little edit down here where you drag the timeline, hit the cut, drag the timeline again, hit another cut, and then you can choose whatever piece you want and delete. And then you have a little smart cut action where you can go in here and you can get rid of the silences, which are all the pink areas in there. So that enables you a lot of ability to really be able to get the cut that you want. And then you can download the MP4 and then you can load it right into the Dubb platform. So a lot of different functionality in there, but at the end of the day, it's really about what are you showing, how much of it is shown that you really want to focus on. So Chrome extension, browser stuff, opens right up, desktop app, clip recording, cropping, different orientations that you can use, and also the ability to move the clips around and download them individually. So it's really just about finding out, okay, there's my use case. That's the tech for it. Now, if you haven't gotten on your phone the Dubb mobile app, the mobile app has had a lot of feature updates over the past year. The biggest thing is if you're doing a lot of webcam recordings like we just saw, where you're holding up the phone and you're talking directly with the camera. If you're doing a lot of screen recordings like we just looked at with Chrome and desktop, switch it up and do some mobile ones. A lot of the times, for social posts and for maybe you have a prospect that hasn't come over the line yet. Again, we're so used to seeing on social media people talking to us and giving their take. Because a lot of the times, if someone hasn't pulled the trigger yet, maybe there's something they're still not sure about, and they want that nice human video to kind of address their needs or something they haven't thought about. Plus, the phones have great cameras. You can do portrait, you can do landscape. So if you do get the Dubb mobile app on your phone, this is some of the functionality that you can use to really make it worthwhile when you're trying to share this stuff with somebody. So, first off, on the mobile app right in here, you have your video library right inside of here. You also have the ability on the mobile app, if you go to the little hamburger menu to the left, you have assets, and if you go to scripts, you have your scripts in here, and you have the AI writer Ira that's also available on the dashboard. You can use that right from the mobile right inside of here. Now, if you're going to share something, if you're going to share a video from in here, you can grab a video here. You can click the share video blue button right here. You can copy for SMS and you can copy for email. You also can download the animated GIF right over here with the three dot menu here, and you can also download the video as well. Now, as far as recording this stuff, blue camera icon at the bottom, and that's going to open up your camera. Now, when this thing opens up, you're going to notice immediately at the bottom, I've got a 1 minute timer. I always slide mine to 10 just so it doesn't cut me off. You can't go beyond 10 minutes in the mobile app. And to record, tap the button at the bottom, and now you're recording. Each clip has to be at least 2 seconds. I'm going to hit the button again, and there is the clip that I've just recorded. So just like the desktop app, they're very similar, clip recording. So think of each clip as almost like a piece of storytelling. So when I hit the button again, now again I'm recording. Here we go. There's my second clip. And both clips have been downloaded to my video photo area on my phone. So I have them in case I want to use them again. You also can move these around. Take your finger, tap one here, hold it, and slide it. And then you also can click the button here and do a delete, do a trim, and do an edit. And when you do an edit, I think it's really important to remember music is nice to have if you want to add it. We have a whole library. Just keep the volume really low. Text on screen is great if you want to say hi, John, or hey, Jill, whatever you want to say. Maybe it's a message. Maybe you're doing a property walkthrough in real estate and you're just doing some facts about the kitchen that you're recording. But any industry, you want to put some text on there that's meaningful, you can do that. You also can do a voiceover and you can speed up the action within each clip. Now, these icons over here to the right, this is going to record what's in front of you. This is your countdown timer, so you have 3 or 10. I always go with 3 because it's a nice 3, 2, 1. It matches everywhere else inside of Dubb. It kind of feels natural. If you're using a wireless mic and you want a longer countdown, that 10-second one would probably make more sense. Teleprompter wise, this is one of our best ones. So if you haven't used it, click up into here, grab your script like we were doing before, and you have your speed between 1 and 10, your play button to test it. You have an editing button right over here, pencil icon to make any changes on the fly, which does happen. You write something and then you say it out loud and you're like, you know what? It sounds a little off. And then if you want to use these guardrails, you can slide this up. So if your eyes are not staying at the top where they're supposed to be and they're looking down here, either increase the speed or move your guardrail up because there's nothing to look at down there. Now, as another option we have here, if you have an iPhone, you already have this. If you have Android, it should be daily, I think it's happening, unless it hasn't happened already. Gear icon here, auto track right here. And then when I hit record, this is going to be voice recognition, just like we have on the desktop app as well. Welcome into this video about how the use of Kyra, your AI-powered video coach, that will give you immediate and non-biased feedback on the videos that you record. And I can pause and go at my pace. So it's a really nice option to have with auto track. And then to close it, tap the X and it's closed. Now, if you ever have a video that you record of outside of the app, let's just say you're walking around, you're doing your thing, you're getting a nice video clip, it's not in the Dubb app, but you want to add it here now, go to the folder button here, it brings you to the photo video area, grab the video that you want, drops it in here, and then you can move it around. If you want to record what's physically on your screen, it's this button. If you want to use filters, you can do skin smoothing, you can do black and white, you can different kind of color effects that you can do if you want to have some fun with that. And then also you have the ability, I should probably keep it the same, huh? And then you also have the ability to do picture in picture, which is what I showed in the beginning. So it's going to use both cameras on your phone. I'm going to click it here, and now I'm recording what's in front of me. and I'm also being able to be on the screen and narrate it through at the same time. So obviously, it's a very cool thing for property walkthroughs and real estate, but it could be for any use case that you want, where you physically want to show what's in front of you and narrate someone through something. Last one here is your virtual background, like we saw on the webcam. This is where you can grab screenshots of anything you want on your phone, go here, and then you just go to the photo video area on your phone and you pop it behind you, and the next thing you know, you've got that image right there, whether it's an article, profile, whatever you need, and have that over your shoulder. And then when you're done, just like the desktop app, when you're ready to merge all these clips together into that one video, blue button to the top right, it's going to merge them all together. And then you're going to have a finished copy on your phone of the finished video. And at this point, you can add it right into Dubb by clicking the upload button. You can even add burned in subtitles at this point as well. So these different recording options and styles that you've just seen have very specific use cases that we talked about. And they're not, you don't have to feel like you have to master everything all at once. If you have that use case where it's that one thing, like you do in LinkedIn outreach, those are the options that you want to go with and really kind of lean into those. Now, when you do save something into the Dubb platform, the biggest thing that you want to think about is customization. So when you do save it in here and you have a video saved, you're always going to land on the video edit page inside of Dubb like we have right here. Now, the video edit page has a number of options in here. You can change the title internally at the top. You can click the little preview button and it's going to open in another window to let you say, hey, this is what this page looks like. So I can get a little preview before I send it anywhere. I also can click the drop down menu and I can change it to any preset landing page I want to. I could change everything about the background. Now, the importance of the presets is like I mentioned earlier, you want to have different preset landing pages for different parts of your audience so you can make that switch. You also have analytics on these. So when you do send them somewhere, just remember to check. Did people open the emails? Did they click on the buttons? Did they watch the videos? And if they did, what is that watch rate? Because that really is going to help you follow up because you know what the content is. And then if you haven't used Kyra, definitely use it in here. Click generate, and it's going to give you feedback on these videos that you record. A lot of the times when we tell people to email us at feedback at Dubb, the team makes great suggestions on things. But if you're recording a video and you want some feedback right away, the AI gives you feedback that's obviously unbiased and is taking into account a number of different things that it's learned about making videos that are the most presentable. So if you look at content right here, it gives you about script refinement, pacing, positivity. It gives you visual feedback notes. Now, the only thing I'll say about this with framing is that's a little bit of a grain of salt because you might want to put yourself off to the right or off to the left because it's on purpose because you're showing something. So it might have some advice on that that might be a little like, okay, I'll take it into consideration. And then down here, you have this information, which is really good. You might not know that you're being repetitive or you're using filler words. But either way, it can give you that immediate feedback when you're making these things. Now, the editing tab right here is very similar to the editor in the desktop app. But when you use this play button, the key is dragging or playing to the point that you want to cut. And you can get very specific on this if you just listen to the exact moment and hit pause or hit the cut button. And as soon as you do, hit the other cut button. And now you're just left with three pieces. And you just have to decide what piece to get rid of. Whatever's highlighted in orange, just delete it. And if you want to bring everything back, undo, undo, undo. You also have the ability, if you do chop this up a bunch, you can go to the top, download the original MP4. Every Dubb video has this version. You can replace it and then hit save, and you'll have the original video saved there, and you're okay. Now, as far as sending this stuff, when you're going to send it out, you record it and you want to send. So you just open up a compose, and then you always want to have the word video in the subject line. We tell this to everybody. Hopefully, everyone's doing that. And then a little bit of text inside here. And if you are going to add it in, you have two ways to do it. One is going to be with the Dubb shortcut right down here in Gmail, off to the right in add-ins at Outlook 365. And when it opens up, there's the Chrome that we just used. Find your video. You can search for it by name, or you can go searching and scrolling like I am right now. You can click advanced options and then put the email in of the person you're sending it to so you get that advanced tracking. You can add some personalization text. And then once you do, all you have to do is just click insert video and it pops it right in, just like that. Now, if you're not using the shortcut where you can record inside the email here or drop a video in, you can go right back to the video edit page. It will always have a big blue share and send. So you can click this here, opens up, email, personalization text, whatever you want. Hi, Rob. This is Rob. Click copy for email. We are the sales operating system. We use video automation. Funny when you hear your own voice talking. I'm like, where am I? And then you can paste it right inside here, and then you get a little personalization on top. Lastly, sending within LinkedIn, just make sure that you're connected with someone first before you do. That way they'll see that nice animated GIF. Most people connect, they want to get their numbers up, and people are nice. They usually generally do that. Then you can click message here, and then we have a little Dubb button down here at the bottom with the integration with LinkedIn. Click it here. Just find the video like we just did for email, right? Find the video that you want, and all you have to do is just pop it in. It'll appear here, and then when you send it, it'll look like this. This is an example of the desktop app one I did. See how it's got the arrows on the book? And then if you use Chrome, you get this more full picture right here. So again, do you want the more detailed leaned in with the desktop app with cropping, or do you want the basic kind of look right there? Both are very effective because, you know, either way, people are not sending a lot of those videos anyway. They're typically just sending text-based messages. The last part of this is over here. So if you are using a CRM that you really like, HubSpot, Salesforce, Go High Level, Follow Up Boss, we have the integrations in there to add videos into the workflows. Just open up the one you're using and drop the videos in. You can use Dubb for a CRM. Just upload your contacts, tasks, deals, tags. You can do bulk sending with email and SMS. We have automations. So there's a lot of different options that you have. If you're using ChatGPT, we do have our own AI writer right here in the dashboard. My difference is that we added is this little profile function right here. Whereas if I was in, recruitment, employers and candidates, if I want to set up some profiles of all those different segments of my audience, because if I want to work on that part of my audience, all I have to do is set something up like this. Like let's just say this is candidates, and I just start answering questions for the AI about candidates in this part of my outreach. I can choose a preferred tone of communication. I can even apply a writing structure, which makes it a little easier. We call it the have method. Open with a hook, which is what we're really big on. Address the needs, talk about that value, whether it's a downloadable thing below or a piece of information you're providing, and then extend that call to action at the end. So all you have to do is just choose, like imagine you had a bunch of lists here. If I was in real estate, buyers, sellers, FISBOs, expireds, you have your lists in here. Choose the audience that you're working with, come down here and choose a prompt, finish off the prompt by what you want to say, I'll say why video is, I can't spell today, is the best, or probably any other day. And then choose the length, hit submit. And then when you do get this copy back, you do have some options, which makes it convenient. So whether you're copy and pasting something in there, having the AI, give you some copy back, you can have it read back in an AI voice. Sometimes it's nice just to hear it read back that you can just, even if it's an AI voice, you're just still hearing the words, copy it to a clipboard, import it directly to scripts which we do every single day. A lot of the content we do, we load it in the teleprompter, we deliver it. You can import it to a voice video. You can even go to our avatar library if you need to. So there's a lot of options that you have, especially with script writing, different styles of recording. But the biggest thing is just recognizing what your use case is and then going directly into that. Okay, so let me pop back over here. Mark, I saw your hand raised. Go ahead, my friend, and then we'll kind of pop our way through some of the questions that I saw in there.
Oh, yeah, I just had a couple brief questions. I was putting in some contacts the other day, and I noticed there was a field that said UTM. What does that mean? What is that for? There are a couple of them.
The UTM field. Let's see, Darius, are you there or is it Ina that we have right there?
Oh, it's me, Ina.
So
Yeah,
UTM, go for it.
those are actually those are custom fields. Those were used for like if there's any if you have those as part of the import from your CSV files.
Oh,
Some of our users do have those fields in their from their previous from their current CRM or from their previous CRM that is part of, that they want also to import to Dubb. So if you don't need that, you can just leave it blank. So basically, if you're going to import your contacts, we just need to have columns for first name, last name, email address, then the rest are optional. So
okay.
yeah, and make sure that if for everyone else, since I have assisted Mark here a couple of times, yeah, it has to be a CSV file when you're importing your contacts. So, yeah, hope that helps.
Yeah, the next one was is it I guess if I was having trouble uploading my video to Facebook. The Facebook link didn't seem to be working, and I was wondering if there's something that I'm missing.
Um, I think for that one, um, are you logged into your Facebook in the same Chrome profile? Because I think what that does is it will open your Facebook that to share that video link, or yeah,
Okay,
I think that's what it's gonna do. So you
well,
need
I'll try it.
to
I
log
may.
in.
Okay, I was logged in, but I think I may have been using a different browser, so maybe that was the.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Okay,
so
and
you
then
need to be logged in.
all right, so I'll try that, and if it doesn't work, I'll ask again. Anyway, what can I ask Sia? I wanted to change the name of one of my tags. Can I just type into Sia and ask her? Will it navigate me to that?
Probably auto, right? Maybe it's the
Auto.
yeah.
Yeah, it has to be auto.
Okay,
Auto is the yeah,
perfect.
the assistant in the Dubb dashboard. Like
Yeah.
let
Yeah,
me
I know
show
where it
it
is.
to
Yeah.
you.
Perfect. And then
Yeah.
same question, if I was changing a an email template, could I ask Otto how to do that as well?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But for
Okay.
everyone else, yeah, you can just go here in the asset section.
Yeah.
There are templates in here. We have template library that you could choose from, and
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
easy to edit and add some of the elements for your email campaign. But I'm not sure if Rob has tackled this in the email sending. But we recommend doing like a text first and then the GIF in the middle when it comes to um, bulk email sending, because number one, it's personalized. Like it's like a human who actually um, type the email out, and plus your video will be in it. And also when it comes to the email filters, since there's not much HTML codes in there, there's a bigger chance that your email will go to the inbox instead of the promotions folder or in the spam folder. So yeah, that's what
Oh,
we recommend. Plus the highly templatized one usually come from not a no reply email, especially from big companies. So those kind of emails often gets to be ignored by a lot of people. So yeah, just heads up there.
so can I go into that email template and
Yes,
create my own template and then save it I can use it in the future?
yes, definitely.
Great.
You can still use it, but
Okay,
yeah,
great.
that's just
And
not the
then,
recommendation.
I know there's a way where in the email template, for instance, you want to put the first name, but maybe the first name isn't available from from your email list, and it would put like friend or neighbor or hi.
Yeah,
Did you use a forward slash between the first and then whatever name you're going to use, or what do you do to separate the two so that it knows, with the brackets and so forth, or could you put it in a chat
yeah, yeah. So
and then
you
I'll
can
save it?
mm-mm. Yeah, I'll put this in the chat, but also I'll share this first in the group. Like this is the first name token that Mark is referring to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just if it is just from the list of the email token, it starts with first name, then there's no hi. So after this, I'm not sure what this is called, but after this bar, yeah, that's the part where you could put the alternative or the placeholder for the first name. So it can be hi, then comma, or anything, hello. So
Yeah, I couldn't find that.
that will replace it.
I couldn't find that vertical slash on my keyboard. That's why I was wondering what to use. I wasn't sure what.
Oh, I'll check that. I'm
If you
not
could put it, if you
sure.
put it, if you put it in the chat, I'll just copy and say,
Okay, okay. Yeah,
yeah.
we'll just
Then I
paste it
won't
in
have,
the chat. Yeah.
then I'll just put it in the template and keep using it, you know.
Okay. Okay, there you go. All right. So thank you
Oh,
for that question, Mark.
perfect.
Anything else?
Um, so I think it's last question. So I sent out, Dubb is great, by the way, but anyway, I sent out a bunch of emails the other day, and so some of them came back as undeliverable to my email inbox, but I didn't see them in Dubb, and I was wondering if they are there, maybe I'm just not seeing them, if there's a place to look for them, or if I'm doing something wrong, maybe, I don't know.
It's
Does that make sense? Oh, go ahead.
possible. It's the first time that I heard of it. But yeah, we could I think yeah, we can check the you can check can you take this screenshot of that, Mark, and then send it to support@dubb.com so that we can take a
Yeah,
look. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
That will be
okay. So support@dubb.com.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
sure, I
you
can do
can
that.
reach out to us.
And when you
Especially if
say
there's any screenshots needed, yeah, email it to support@dubb.com.
when you say a screenshot, you mean from my email inbox?
Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I just
yeah.
want to make sure I had the right screenshot. That's all. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Anna.
Appreciate you.
And
Perfect.
then Rich had a question here. I put it over to you. Rich, if you can hear me okay, you can unmute yourself. You said you had a question about video length. So if you know a video may exceed the 10-minute limit, such as a webinar, can I upload it to Dubb for the tracking ability as part of the email or SMS automations in a campaign? Or do I have to break it down into smaller parts? Can longer videos more than 10 minutes be included in the showcase feature?
Yeah, I if it is, I think the question is where is it stored? If it is in your laptop, yeah, you can directly upload it from through the website or the desktop app, whichever tool you want to use. But if it is saved on phone, yeah, you can only upload up to 10 minutes.
No, it'd
Does
be
that
from
make
a Microsoft Teams webinar. I'm just trying to think ahead. We're starting webinar series on the first Monday of August, so I'm just trying to see what I need to get prepped for.
Yeah, so I think you can download that, what the full webinar, and then yeah, once you downloaded that, you can upload it to Dubb. There's the option to upload MP4 files, MOV files. I think the limit is just 1 gigabyte. So if it is not that big file, you will be able to upload that. But if it is that a longer video, we recommend that you split the videos into two just to accommodate the size per upload limit.
Yeah, I just was wanting to, like, if I send out the whole webinar, that way I'd be able to track if anybody's actually watching the recaps of them or not.
Yeah, and then once you have put it in the put it in or upload it into Dubb, that's the time that you can and decide to send it. Yeah, that's the time that you'll be able to see, watch, reflect, review that. So are you trying to track them, and if it is in a showcase page, is that what you're planning to do?
Yeah, so I'm going to use the showcase and break them up like for sale by owner. We do it for sale by owner education. And so I'll put the videos and the webinars into the showcase and use them within emails, um, you know, and do it that way. And then basically create a system like if somebody wants to know, you know, how to price their home, they can look at a video that will teach them how to research the market, price it. You know, if they want to go that route, or what's the advantage of having a realtor do it? What's the advantages of having a actual appraiser do it? Those types of things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if you will be able to track the activity in the showcase page, like who watched, who clicked, who viewed the showcase page. But if if you want specific tracking, I recommend that you add the instead of using a showcase page. If you want tracking, use the video page and then just add the other videos
Playlist.
in the playlist video. Yeah, I think you can add I think some I think I've seen 10 send 10 videos in the playlist so that every time that yeah, they play the video, once they someone click the GIF and it was sent through bulk email, yeah, we'll be able to see who watched
Yeah,
or
so
who
that's the
engaged in
presets
the
of landing
video.
pages you're talking about there.
Yes.
Yep.
So what is, and I hate to ask this other question, but I watched in the masterclass videos, they have one on preset, one on landing page. In landing page, they start using preset and landing page intermix. What is the exact difference? If I create a landing page, does that become a preset when I start adding videos to it? It looked to me like a landing page was more of a web type builder where you can make a one-page sales sheet. Um, what exactly are the differences or the functions of different between those two?
Yeah, I'll let you talk specifics, but basically it's like the landing page stuff with the presets, Rich, is like it's easy to build. It's just, you add videos, you add buttons, it's just easier. You add logo, your background, all of that's right there. The other part is the was the HTML, right? That's the dragging of elements. It's more of like a little website builder, like you see with like Wix and all that kind of other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But the presets were made just so it was easy for someone to be able to record something and it's a simple page. It's got all the stuff you need. But if you want to get fancy and start moving stuff around and building different parts of the page, like anyone would build a website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how detailed you want to get, Rich.
I just want to add the calendar
Yeah, yeah. No, then you can do that with a preset. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and the videos, obviously,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
and
It's just
Plus
quicker.
that
testimonial
yeah,
stuff. It's
Yeah.
like that.
yeah. Plus based on what we have experienced, the preset that has more conversions compared to the highly coded HTML landing pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does perfect the job. It does the job of converting people to book a time
Yeah.
to
Okay.
do the other calls to actions.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks, Rich. Thanks, Tina. We had a question from Dimitri. Dimitri, I use Clio often to develop training videos for my team. This often involves various screen sharing that demonstrates how to do certain things. So my team and I have noticed that many of the videos are blurry. Can you tell me what I need to do to sharpen the videos? So, Dimitri, I'm going to unmute you here. How are you, Dimitri?
Doing great. How about you?
Good. Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
So the video,
So
so you're recording them within Dubb or you're using a different recorder?
I'm using Dubb, so I just use Dubb and I just talk and show things on the screen,
Hmm.
and then it creates a link,
Yeah.
and then I may send them the link in an email or in through our internal case management system,
Hmm.
and I'll say, "Here's how I need you to do X, Y, Z,"
Hmm.
and they're not able to quite see exactly what I'm talking about because the screen is kind of fuzzy.
Okay. Can you if it's possible, Dimitri, can you email support, like send us an example? Like just email one to us so we
Yeah.
can see it?
So is I think I saw support. Yeah, support at dubb.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll email the support team and then you can email me back your thoughts,
Yeah.
or I'll just jump on next week sometime and maybe, but I
I
think
think
Yeah.
yes,
Good, Ina.
I have a question. What tool did you use? Did you use the Chrome extension or the desktop app to record?
desktop. I mean the desktop app, yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, I can share.
Chrome extension, yes.
Oh, Chrome extension. Okay. I asked because there's this ability to change the video resolution in the Chrome extension. So let's address that. Click the Dubb Chrome extension here. So here at the bottom part, you will see this this sandwich icon. Click that, then go to options. Then from here, you will see the general
Okay.
settings. So from here, you could change the screen recording resolution to a to the higher resolutions. It must be yours must be in the 350 360p. So you can put it up up to 1080p. If you go with 4K, sometimes if the computer is there are times that it will be laggy, so I don't recommend 4K that much. So to be safe, go with the 1080p.
Okay, I'll take a note about that then. Okay.
Yeah. Still
Perfect.
So
email us at support@dubb.com with the link so that we can also check.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you all today.
Awesome.
Thanks for always coming in. Appreciate it,
Thank
Dimitri.
you all too.
And then Richard, Richard's new, Ina, and we were chatting in the beginning. And Richard, you had a question kind of related to something similar in terms of pixelization.
Yeah, trying to create and this is maybe off the subject, but I'm trying to create a virtual backdrop.
Hmm.
And every time I do, it pixelates around the edges, or when I move, there's pixelation. What could be causing that, and how can I remedy that? I've tried changing up my lighting.
Mm.
Um, Not quite sure what to do.
Yeah, I'll give you my kind of take on that, Ina, if you have anything you want to add. But I was gonna say, just from virtual, a lot of the a lot of it has to do with, we upgraded this recently. So if are you using the webcam like this inside the platform?
Trying to, yeah,
Okay. So see, there is an edge. Like you can see on my shoulders, you can see some, the wider I go, the more this happens. So I
got it.
really think it's more about here and about bringing, do you have your edge blur all the way down? See this button right here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Hmm.
And you have good light, you said, right? Ring light and everything in front?
Yeah, I have a pretty good lighting. I have a ring light. I
Okay.
have overlight fluorescent lights, which I don't know if that helps or hurts.
And what about your physical background behind you? Do you have a lot of items behind you and everything and like
I
background?
do, I do, and I've tried to blur it out, and you could still see them. So
Okay, because sometimes the edge is like if you have longer hair, there's things that are happening behind that you can get caught in there. The light,
yeah.
the stronger the light should just pick up most of you. But anything you want to add on that, Ina, in terms of that?
I think Darius has discussed this. I'm not sure if it is in a Zoom meeting or in the Dubb coaching program, but yeah, the more elements at the back plus the skin tone, the skin color that actually matches what you have in the background, that might also affect
Yeah.
the performance of the virtual background. So it will be kind of noisy. What we recommend is having a plain something plain background, pretty much like Rob's and
Hmm.
mine, since I have my setup against the wall, so
Mm.
it's gonna be just blank background. Like I think Darius has a bookshelf right behind him, so it's picking up the his
The dinosaur head,
his
the dinosaur
fossil
skull, whatever it
that
is.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff, and the books that matches his skin color. So yeah, the AI of the virtual background fix those
You could
elements. And
technically do this too if you wanted to. Like, what's the virtual background behind you, Richard? What are you trying to show behind?
I've tried different things. I've,
Just general like
bookshelves,
office space stuff or what?
office looks. Yeah.
Okay, you could like if you wanted to, you could pull up some images online, right?
Hmm.
Let's just pretend this is an image you pulled up, okay? Like a
Okay.
screenshot of something, right? What you could do is you can open up the desktop app and you can go to record screen. And what you can do is open this up here and I'll show you, let me show you like just as an option visually. Let me reopen
Hmm.
this. Hold on one second. Let me reopen this.
Yeah, I could do my website as the background also.
Yeah, and but what you could do is if you're having issues with that with the background, open it up here, right? Use your framing. Come in a little tighter like this, and then
Hmm.
go over here to the camera and just blur your background. Like go to virtual background and then see where it says blur.
Hmm.
Try blurring your background, but making the focus more about what you're on top of on the site. And that way it kind of takes away a lot of maybe the distractions,
Got it.
and you're on
Yeah,
top of a nice screenshot or a website or anything delivering the same message.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Yep.
I use that as kind of a workaround. But yeah, the
Okay.
virtual backgrounds get better and better. We improved ours, but it's not an easy thing to kind of have in terms of how it reacts to light and objects and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can compare it with Zoom. Zoom is has
Yeah,
a super excellent virtual background.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
Richard,
Thank
hope
you.
today was a nice look for you. I know you're new to Dubb
It
and
w-
everything. Let us know
it
if you have
was.
any questions.
Yeah. I just need to find the time to play with this.
Remember, the one with the phone with the message, that's a key one for you in terms
Okay.
of, someone that didn't fill out the application, that's a big one.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. And then Kyan, my friend, back over to you, Kyan, our regular. Go ahead, my friend. He had a question for you,
I know I asked you this earlier, Rob, about me booking a time with Darius about setting up my Gmail domain. Like, for example, it could be Kyan Lipnicki Thompson without the gmail.com. It could be Kyan Lipnicki Thompson. It could be like .com. My dad's trying to do the same thing too. Book a time with Darius and do all that stuff.
Anything you want to comment on that?
If you have you guys set that up in um where Squarespace? Where are you trying to host your
Um,
domain?
I think my dad said we're trying to set it up in Gmail, but you have to set up a domain first.
Yeah. So you need to set that up like a create a you go to domains.lab.com. I mean domains.google.com, and I think they Google doesn't have the domains anymore. They migrated everything in Squarespace. So you buy the domain first in Squarespace before you actually have like that specific domain for the business. Hope that makes sense. So you buy the domain first, either GoDaddy, Squarespace. If you have Cloudflare, yeah, those are the spaces where you can buy those domains.
That help, Kyan?
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Thanks, Anna. And then
Yeah.
we're a little bit past the top of the hour, so we're gonna head out in a few. But Dan, I noticed that you kind of popped in too. Dan, how are you, Dan? If you can hear me okay, Dan, you can it looks like you're off mute if you want to say hi or if you have any questions before we go. Okay, well, everyone, thanks for coming in. The folks that are left, obviously, Richard, thanks for checking us out and making your way through the first parts of all this. And everyone, let us know if you have any questions. Support at Dubb.com, Intercom, Auto within the Dubb dashboard, and we'll see everyone on Monday. Hope we have a great weekend. Thanks, Ina.
Bye,
Bye.
Rob. See you Monday.
Bye, everybody.